I have to assume everybody else is like me. Like you got all these apps on your phone that tell you every time it hits a threshold. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
90,000,
yeah,
91,000, 92. And I'm
notification,
like, oh my
notification,
God.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like in meetings and I'm like, is this, oh my God, another one. Oh my God, another one.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just keeps on coming.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the NFTiST podcast. Today we have someone special. We have a very interesting project, which I'm really happy and excited to share with you, especially in these happy moments or not so happy as some of you might perceive. But without further ado, let me introduce to you some great guys that came out with an amazing concept, which I'm happy to share with each one of you. Hi, Lawrence. Hi, Johnny. Great to have you. And I can't wait to discuss a bit about what you guys have succeeded to bring in the marketplace. How are you?
Nice. How you doing, Alex? Thank
Good,
you
good.
for the late.
I should say good evening for you, and I think it's 1 a.m. almost here for me. And I'm glad that you finally made it to our
Yes,
podcast.
yes. Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
guys.
it's
Okay,
very exciting.
your story is definitely very exciting for myself. I've done a bit of research on what you have guys came up with, and I think it's really beautiful, especially for the industry, especially that it comes and it serves in the same time the adoption for this very crazy industry we are in, and you all know. But before that, I would like to know from you what do you feel about what's happening right now with Bitcoin, yeah? That with this
Oh,
crazy market. I mean, what is your view regarding this?
Lawrence, I go because I'm excited about
It's all yours, man.
it.
Floor is all yours.
Okay, so I've been waiting for this for a long time, right? I mean, like, staying with crypto, been voted for Trump. This is what I've been waiting for a while, right? So when we've been hoping and hoping that eventually, finally, it all started coming together. People realize the bull run is starting, and it's beautiful. So I'm super excited because we know what happens when Bitcoin goes up. Everything goes up, right? And so it's just I was hoping it would happen a little bit earlier, but I guess it's right on track. And so it's a very exciting time, and I don't know, I'm just elated. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Absolutely. I share the same sentiments as Johnny. I think we all been waiting for this. We knew that it was gonna come. It goes in cycles, the market goes in cycles. And it was just due, all that institutional funds is starting to kick in, and it's like, okay, where's the top? We just riding it up. I know today was what, 93,000, I believe.
Yeah, 93. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm just super excited to see, if it's gonna hit 100K by the end of this week, So, or I'd say the end of this week, it could be
I mean,
tomorrow,
I have
right?
to I have to assume everybody else is like me. Like you got all these apps on your phone that tell you every time it hits a threshold. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
90,000,
yeah,
91,000, 92, and I'm
Notification,
like, oh my
notification,
God.
man. Yeah.
right.
And I'm like in meetings and I'm like, is this, oh my God, another one. Oh my God, another one.
Yeah,
It
You
just
yeah.
keeps on
cannot
coming.
focus. Yeah, you cannot focus, literally.
Yeah.
Okay, but on the other hand, how do you see the NFT market now in the same, in the same view?
So I would say I think that the NFT market is, it's not exactly where I hoped it would have been at when we first started getting into it years ago, right? I thought it would be further up than this in
Yeah.
different areas. But in all reality, I think that the other thing is, uh, I think things happen in waves, right? So I think that the NFT, growth point is going to happen after Bitcoin goes up, right? So, I mean, I could be wrong. It's always speculation, but as far as trends go, I think that it'll probably be Bitcoin. We'll see an altcoin season, and hopefully we'll see NFT season as well, where we see those just skyrocket as well. Because I don't know if my viewpoint on it is, people make money in different areas, and then they don't always take the money out. They spread it around. NFTs it's a different market than it was before. So it is interesting to see, but I think we go up.
Yeah, same
That's my
sentiments. I
viewpoint. I don't
think
know
that
about yours.
yeah. No, I agree with you, Johnny. I think definitely I think we're at a unique spot right now, especially a company like ourselves. And I know we'll dive in deeper. Um, but what does the next evolution of NFTs look like? There's a lot of mainstream brands and conglomerates that's incorporating NFTs into their engagement. So with us and an energy drink, we're hoping that we're paving the way for what NFTs and again, as you mentioned, like mainstream adoption, what that looks like. So um, hard to say exactly, but maybe the old ways of how NFTs were because you always hear, man, oh, NFTs are dead. 95% are dead. Like that's what mainstream media will tell you. But there are like great community that's out there. So again, I definitely think that what we have going on could be the bridge and the catalyst to what the next phase of NFTs look like.
I really hope that it is going to become reality. But let's give a bit of context. If you can, guys, tell us the story behind the NFT energy drink that you started. I mean, what inspired you? What was the idea that started everything, and why you decided to connect this with the NFT world?
Lawrence, you want to take that, or do you want me to take that?
Yeah, you can take it, man.
Okay, so it came about because we kind of got together, us three partners, our third partner is Brandon, and we kind of got together and via DeFi and NFTs, right? And we won and we lost, right? But what we saw was empty promises everywhere. And we got kind of aggravated at it because we put money into NFTs and we thought, hey, this is a great community to turn into something. And we got disappointment out of a lot of them, right? And I think that was the sentiment that drove a lot of things down. Let's raise money and then have empty promises. And we were like, well, what if we did it the other way, right? So at the end of 2022, we started our company and we went the other way. We bootstrapped and we said, we want to make a product. We will do a token, we will do an NFT, but let's make the product first and let's tie it into communities, right? And take a totally different viewpoint because we do want to have that impact to the normal people that are not in crypto versus everyday lives of people that are in crypto and NFTs. And how do we bridge that? And we could be that because when you hold our product in your hand, you're you could be someone that went to the gas station and go, oh, this is cool. And then, well, okay, let me find out about it. There's a cool community on here. And now you've jumped into finding a whole community online, a different NFT community you didn't even know existed, right?
Yeah.
And so we wanted to create something that was a consumable that we knew could bridge the between. And I drink a lot of energy drinks, so it just kind of made sense too.
Yeah, you were cutting off a bit.
Yeah, I know Johnny cut out a little bit.
Yeah, Lawrence, you can continue, please. If you have
Yeah,
something.
and honestly, taking over John left off. So, again, we understand that energy drink market is $1 billion industry. As Johnny mentioned, he smashes energy drinks left and right. I dibble and dab myself, but the not sure where Johnny got cut off at, but essentially, like I said, we wanted to marry and bridge the traditional energy drink space because we understand that there's a huge market there. At the same time, we knew there was an opportunity with the emerging technologies, not necessarily only NFTs, but everything under the umbrella of blockchain technology, metaverse, cryptocurrency, NFTs, DeFi, all that. So it's an opportunity, one, to bring awareness to the space, utilizing the consumable, because a lot of our events are IRL. So we're at events that newbies that's not familiar with what NFTs remotely are. And this is our opportunity to hey, they asking us, oh, NFT energy, what does NFT energy or what does NFT stand for? And have a fun, engaging moment. We ask them, what do you think it stands for? And we get all kind of responses from not from the toilet, not for Trump, um, nice FN time, nice FN, a lot of things, a lot of things, a lot of things. So, but that's the precursor. So we break that icebreaker, and then we come in with the education aspect of, oh, non-fungible tokens, this way, how we can actually relate to you in your normal day-to-day life.
Interesting.
So then again, that's how we begin that onboarding or adoption if they're interested. Otherwise, they're just drinking an amazing drink, and it just so happens to be a cool artwork on the front of the can, and it's called NFT Energy. You know,
Which is so beautiful. I mean, but how do you consider yourselves? More like a traditional beverage brand or like a tech company? I mean, how do you position yourself as a company or as a brand?
Jonny, you got.
Yeah,
Or,
I can answer that. I thought you were going to answer.
okay.
So, I mean, we are, I think we have to be a beverage brand in that respect because the beverage is the consumable, and if it doesn't succeed, then the tech doesn't serve its purpose for the transitional portion of bringing people across. And so we have to have a mixture of both, but the beverage has to succeed as a product and stand on its own as well. So there has to be a marriage between the two. So we are striving for success in both worlds. And we are different in this. That is a niche market, right, for us. So yeah, that's we have to focus solely as battling it out as a strong beverage as well.
But
Brilliant. Okay.
where do you see the NFT drink energy, the NFT energy drinks in 5 years from now? How do you see it evolving?
I think that's an interesting question. So we have, our background is in business and manufacturing. And so we have, I myself have, like, oh God, I hate thinking of how old I am sometimes, but like when you go back, it's like, I guess I have 20, almost 20 years of manufacturing experience, right? And I'm
Well,
managing production facilities of, almost 400 people. So, when we go through and we think about, we do have to look at true long-term plans and look at it as a business perspective. And when we look at a 5-year plan and what we're looking at for our drinks, we're not looking at just having a sole energy explosion, one flavor drink company. Our goal is to actually go through and have the product match the consumer. And what I mean by that is as we expand and we go through and we have our NFTs, we will be using the voice of the customer and community to help develop what we believe are the products that we want to have going forward. And so the flavors that we would decide upon, the NFT holders that we'll have in our future community as we have NFTs, will have voting rights, and we'll be able to take different portions of that and say, all right, well, so we want to have something that tastes like this. Okay, now we want a fully natural drink as well. Okay, now we want one that is for sexual performance, right? We want to be able to use that and drive that and not just say, hey, we know it's the best thing, because I think that's where some companies fail. And so we have to take a strategic approach on making the right decisions based upon what the community offers and suggests and votes on. But that's where we kind of want to go in our viewpoint of getting there. We our plan is expansion, but expansion based upon community viewpoints.
amazing, because my next question here was like, if you have any NFT based experiences that you started develop around around the product, because obviously the drink is the drink. Yeah, you have different targets. You will expand the portfolio. But what about the NFT? Because at one point you mentioned something about tokens and everything. So I didn't saw that on the website.
Yeah, we haven't fully publicized that at this point, all the exact plans on it. We have a white paper that is ready to be shown out there. And it is our plan currently.
Might be the time. This might be the time.
Okay, so
Might be
our
the time.
plan is actually to do it because we are in the perfect market right now, right? And our plan is to actually launch a token as part of it, and an NFT. And there's a whole whole section of how the token's also related to the NFTs when you get the NFTs.
Yeah.
So you're not just getting NFT, there's also allocation there. So there's pre-sales and everything derived upon that. So we are trying to act as quickly as possible knowing the market that's in place, but doing it responsibly as well. So within the next 3 to 4 months, our goal is to be able to launch a token and an NFT. And although lots of people do NFT and then the token, we want to actually do it the opposite way and have the tokens come out and the token itself, like I said, to have an allocation of that also match when you get your NFT. So you're not getting, okay, with the NFT and then the token, I get a win from day one when I buy my NFT. Right. So we want to, that's the way we're currently looking
Wow.
at it. So we plan to drop the white paper and everything with all the details within the next week or two. So it's
Wow.
pretty exciting. Yeah.
That's more than fantastic. I mean, these are brilliant news. So I think we have some hot news right now.
Yes.
Right?
Do you have a breaking news sounder?
Feels like it feels like, and this might be a good message for the community in case you guys want to,
Yes.
have your eyes there. Okay, but for brands or creators wanting to enter the NFT space with their own unique projects, what would you be your top piece of advice, especially in this not so stable market as it is right now? If you have any advice for them.
I would say the advice that I would offer is to really immerse yourself in the NFT communities. Because what we're trying to do, I would say, is like really be the champion, the voice, and offer a platform for the people in the space, the communities in the space. So if I was to give any suggestions, it's definitely to connect, network, try to build that synergy amongst other NFT communities, because as we all grow together, rising tides raise all ships. So I think that we have a duty. We NFT Energy, we have a duty to represent the NFT space in a positive light, because again, it kind of debunks that narrative of NFTs are scam, worthless, blah blah blah. I don't know if we had a chance to mention, but on our can that we have here, we have our little budgie friend here. So we like to feature other NFT communities, primarily, not only, but primarily NFT communities, again, to give them a platform, because our drinks are going to be sold nationwide, then globally. So whether it's the blue chip or on a medium level NFT community, give them that shine, that community spotlight, as what we call it. To bring awareness of communities that's actually doing great things out here. So yeah.
Like, for example, when we went to NFT NYC this last time, right? So we ended up getting a booth. We were there, but the cans we took up there had pigeons of New York community on them. And so every single picture taken, every single person that came up, every single person that tried one, they didn't see just NFT Energy. They saw pigeons of New York, right? And so that it becomes a marketing tool for the brand, right? And so it's very cool that you can do that. And then if you're in that community, I mean, that's just like we have people buy cans and stuff. They don't even drink them. They just put them on the shelf as a collectible, right? So it's kind of cool in that respect too.
Yeah,
whole collectible aspect that we're tapping into.
And at the end of the day, the can itself can be a collectible, like a physical.
Correct.
That's a very nice idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, unfortunately, as I was saying, the NFT market have seen dramatic lows lately. I was reading a couple of days ago, 98%. And like you said, people, most of the media tend to say that NFTs are dead. This is the mainstream word that, we all hear. With some even saying that it is just a bubble, which I don't believe. I don't believe, because I believe in the technology behind the meaning of the non-fungible token. The technology, I think, is the most powerful tool that we will be able to use in different ways in the future. And I had this conversation with many people at the podcast. But the question here would be, do you envision more brands incorporating NFTs? And if so, how?
I do in the aspect of, as the general consumer,
Mm,
the name they might associate it
yeah.
might be in the more in the realms of reward programs and things like that. And then you're holding different ways of seeing that if you're just a average consumer. On the other hand, I see them also continually growing in video games. Like if the right games do this, then your rewards don't become something that's trackable and oh crap, I just lost. I just had to switch over to a different account or whatever. No, your
Yeah.
reward actually lives forever on the blockchain, right? And so, you're able to see it and your stats are there. There's no compromising or whatever. It still exists because it's on the blockchain. I think it will continue to grow. The way that people view it and interact with it, I think will continue to change some. There's going to be the standard way that we all are it's normal with. You might be proud just to have it as a PFP, right? And that's super cool. You know, but I think that the use case of what people continue to generate with them will continue to become more normal in a sense of daily use. And it just maybe is not going to happen as fast as we all hoped originally. But I think there's a lot of things happening right now, uh, like abstract chain and different things that are trying to bring that even more consumer based, right? You have all these L2s, they're trying to make it so it's very cheap to do things, right, for transactional purposes. So my viewpoint, I think they will become more normal and more user friendly. I don't know if the end consumer will always call them NFTs or how that'll interact. I think they'll still be on chain, but that'll be something that's interesting to see over time.
I really look forward to see that moment, honestly. But
Yeah.
there are so many skeptics, and I do get to meet some of them, especially when I attend events. As I was saying earlier, if you tell to some people the word NFT, they're like, oh, this is the first feeling you get. But how would you respond to those skeptics about the long-term value of NFTs, especially for consumers who may be losing trust in the market?
Uh, I think that businesses have to be involved and they have to be mature people acting in a business sense and not someone that has created something that really doesn't know how to run a business to be able to have success long term. I think that's what we're seeing come in the market.
Yeah,
So to as far as the general viewpoint, yeah, if I had like when we have our drinks, I think it's interesting to see like at locations. We go to a gas station, we have a pop up or whatever, and it's people that don't know anything about NFTs, and they see our drinks. Most of them don't even ask what NFT stands for at
yeah,
first, right? They just look at it and go, that's cool looking, right? And then sometimes people read the side of the can and they start to understand and go, okay, I get what that cool image is now that's on the can. And then maybe it's just a small fraction that come over. But in all reality, our product, it's cool enough to stand on its own, where you don't have to
agree.
do it, even though it says NFT on the front, you know?
Yeah, and in addition to that, it's also a good, like I said, education opportunity as far as did you know whether you're in the space or not in the space. I just had a call yesterday with fantastic artists, go by the name of Phoenix and Flow. Um, I exposed them to the opportunity within NFTs and making their music into NFTs, a whole nother lane that they weren't familiar with. But that's a whole nother engagement opportunity and a way to go, kind of combat the traditional route, so
Yeah,
there's opportunities within the NFT space. And to go back to your question, um, initially we actually registered our company back in November of 2022. We really didn't receive products, until April of this year, April 2024. Part of the reason why was because of that negative connotation with NFTs. Oh,
yeah,
should we pivot? Should we change our name, et cetera, et cetera? because during that bear market, it was tough, so
Right.
very much so. And again, we're bootstrapping everything. So when we're going to banks and we have any type of association, when we're trying to get loans, it's like, well, NFT, like cryptocurrency. Okay, no. So yeah. So now again, like it's part of our mission to kind of debunk that and change that narrative of, now you can't completely alienate us because we have the energy drink component of it, but now the message and the mission is what we're really pushing. And again, whether that's awareness, whether that's education, and really tapping into the NFT community and giving them a platform, a voice, outside of just the Web3 aspect and the Twitter spaces. How can we bring this to life, and actually expand, on a different level? That's what we really want to tap into.
But now the reality is that there are indeed many projects losing their momentum, right? Because you see the prices, you see the charts, and when I mean, numbers never lie, right? So you see that. So what do you think that needs to happen for NFTs to achieve sustainable growth or something similar? I mean, from your perspective, what should be
I think
that thing?
I think we're starting to see it in a couple NFT brands, and I think it is the fact that you have to do what we're doing, and it's you have to look at being more than a digital
I agree.
like picture, right? You have to
Yeah,
have a product of some kind. You have to have a use case in the world. Are you a consumable? Are
yeah.
you a platform that generates some sort of value for people? And if you're not generating value or joy,
Yeah.
then I don't see you lasting, right? And I think that's what'll drive it. So the more communities that do that, they bring the more validity to the space. And so that's if more and more people can do that, then we all win. And I think that's just the way it has
Couldn't
to go.
agree more.
Otherwise we're just digital pictures that are
Exactly.
like, it's a digital baseball card or whatever, right? And that's what it is.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Completely agree.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think you said everything that really, really matters and people needs to understand, right? Because this was the first part when NFT started. It was all about the digital pictures, PFPs, whatever, right? So now I think we are after that hype curve, and,
Mhm.
and the next part, I think it should be exactly this one, where we become really established by keeping the Web2 side of doing things, right? If you see it like that. Okay. The last one, and it's, I think, something that I mentioned a bit before. If you think that NFTs can ever become part of daily life, or will they remain niche within specific sectors?
well, Lawrence, you go. I would say that I'll let you offer your perspective first on it. One of the Lawrence spends a lot of time. It's called the Land of Blockchain Center, and deals with a good community down there, and can offer a different perspective than I can. In a different, I think everybody has their own viewpoint. But Lawrence, if you want to share your viewpoint first, then I'll go.
But yeah, just on the long term stability of the NFT market, and the use case in real life, I definitely see the value. Johnny, as you kind of mentioned, whether it's called NFTs in the future, debatable, but the underlying technology, as you referred to, Alex, is what I see. Again, I don't know if it's going to be called NFTs or we just consider it digital assets, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, when we're going to these events and most of our consumers right now are newbies to this space, once they become more familiar with the opportunity and the technology, they're more inclined to do their own research and look into it more. So whatever that case is, whether it's that cool IP on the front of our can, or as Johnny alluded to earlier, the opportunity to vote on, okay, well, it's kind of like a membership pass or how can I have engagement with a brand? Now think of if Monster, Red Bull, Coke, Hennessy, whatever brand out there allowed you, the consumer that made this into $1 billion industry, to have some type of value and engage with them. That's what we're offering. And I think that's, again, that's what we discussed on this call, is that's what the future looks like. Really another layer of engagement between the brand and their consumer base.
Interesting. Jonny?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I'm very similar outlook as you, Lawrence, and I think long term NFTs are not dead. I think lots will fail. I think the right ones will succeed, and they're going to change the landscape. And again, 5 years from now, whether we call them NFTs or we call them digital assets, to us, our name's NFT Energy. It'll still be our core, right? It is who we are, and that's not going to matter to me. What's going to matter to me is that they will become the future to some people without even knowing. And I
Yeah.
think that's the way it succeeds, is it becomes no mainstream, and then people go, oh yeah, we already deal with that. And that's not abnormal, and it's not a new technology. It is daily life. And when that happens, that's when we fully succeeded in my viewpoint. And I think it'll happen, and it's going to happen in stages, and it's going to happen with a lot of people not knowing it happened until it happened. The same way that you don't realize sometimes that you're in the bear market until you've already been in the bear market 3 or 4 months, right? I think it's going to happen that way. So whether it takes, a couple years, I think honestly, a lot of it's going to depend on how this bull run goes, like how well the digital assets grow, and if they continue pumping like crazy and it spills over into different sections, that's how I think that's a catalyst, right? So, uh, and I do apologize one more time. Like I said, I was planning to be in office talking, and I guess I'm headed home to see my daughter for her birthday, so I apologize.
You never have to apologize for this because, as I always said, we are all humans, and that's the beauty of communities. That's the beauty of the Web3 world. We are exactly like you see us. We don't have
I
to.
appreciate that.
You don't have to be in a perfect environment just to speak out, from our hearts, because at the end of the day, we all hustle, we all try to do something, and we just envision that this is something that we all like, decentralization in the end. That's why we aim to move towards these industries. Um, Guys, thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure, and I cannot wait to test your drink because I haven't done it yet, and I cannot wait to feel the flavor, and I cannot wait to hear more about the NFT and the project's development and what you want to prepare. And please let us know whenever you have the light paper and everything ready so we can share it with the community. And guys, keep an eye on these guys because what they're doing is really, really beautiful, amazing. And I do believe that this is the very best way to finally shape the industry and also build trust, because at the end of the day, it's all about trust. And Bitcoin is the perfect example. That's why it's growing. In the end, it's the same protocol, but in a different form. And now backed by Trump, backed by great people. So that's why it started pumping. But it took 10, 12, 13 years, something like that.
Yeah,
So NFTs are still at the beginning, and hopefully one day, 10 years later, when we will get more white hair,
Yeah, we got.
we will look at these videos and remember how we were the crazy ones
that's right.
Yeah, yeah,
to believe in this, right? And I think this is going to be the beauty.
yeah,
Once again,
absolutely.
thank you so much for your time and for this super valuable
Thank you.
information. And I believe everyone got some value here.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex,
We
for your
appreciate
time
it.
as
Thank you
well.
so much.
We appreciate it.
I appreciate it a lot. Have a beautiful evening. It's already evening now since we started talking with Jonny driving. It was day. It was day when we started. Now evening.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And you get some rest. We're gonna send you
All
some
right.
energy drinks
Get some
to
I
kick
sleep, man.
in.
really,
Yeah.
I really need that. I would
Yeah,
love
don't
it.
worry, we got you, brother.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
send some.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Bye. Bye.
right.